Hey guys, Rob here at 3D Printscape. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the wheel on your 3D printer. Now this guide is going to be relevant to anybody who has a V-slot system or just like a wheeled system similar to this on the Ender 3 or a lot of the other printers that are on the market from Creality and a bunch of the other manufacturers as well. So first, let's talk about why you want to replace the wheels. If you're starting to notice any issues with the actual prints, so here, I'll zoom in on this in a second, but here's an example of what happens if you have a really bad dent in the wheel. I don't remember what happened. I think it was on a printer that was new. I was trying to get it to work initially, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Everything seemed fine until I realized what the issue was. It ended up being a wheel. I'll show you how to kind of catch that. But if you can see here, this is very uneven and very, basically it's garbage print. I saved it just as an example because I've talked about it a couple times in the past. But if you have any type of behavior like this, it could very well be the wheel. So I'm going to walk you through the process of replacing the wheel on the actual extruder. The process is going to be the same for one of the wheels on the bottom of the bed. You just have to kind of flip the printer over and do the same thing on the wheel. Swapping out the wheel isn't difficult. You just want to make sure that you're replacing it with the right type of wheel, like this one right here. I'll have a link to these in the description below. I also used some clear ones in the past too. They're just as good. I just didn't want to replace all the wheels on here, and I thought it'd be weird with one wheel being clear, the rest of them being black. So I just grabbed one of the black ones that I had around, and I'll end up using this one. So what I did here was I actually put a wheel that I know is bad on here just so I can kind of show you how you can catch it, and then I'll walk through that really quick, and then once we do that I'll actually show you how to replace it and then talk about a few other key points. Alright, so before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. Alright guys, I wanted to zoom in on this part just to talk about it really quick. This is one I showed you briefly a minute ago, kind of from a distance. But as you can see up close, you have these lines kind of going at a slight angle. This was a result of the wheel being bad on the x-axis. If you have issues similar to this that are slightly different, or the lines are going a different direction or anything like that, it could definitely be the wheel. So now let's go ahead and show you how to actually try to find that. You might have issues that aren't anywhere near as bad as this, and this one was really bad. So if you see anything similar to it, that kind of points to the wheel being at least damaged in some way, but not necessarily as bad as the one here. Some of the things that can cause the wheel to get damaged would be debris or any type of other things like that on the actual track. You could over tighten some of the components. I've done that before. I thought it needed to get a little bit tighter, and it turned out it didn't, so I kind of put a small dent in the wheel. I ended up replacing that. I tend to keep a few wheels around just in case I need them. They're not that expensive, but it is annoying if you have to wait for a shipment to come just for one wheel. Alright, so now let's jump over to the printer. Alright, now that we're at the printer, what you're going to want to do is power on and then disable the stepper motors just so we can move things around freely without the possibility of damaging the controllers. Alright, so go into menu, then movement, and then disarm steppers or disable steppers depending upon what you're using. This is the TFT35, so it's just disarm all. Then you're not going to get really much feedback saying that it's actually been disarmed, but you'll be able to start moving things around freely without any issues. So what you're going to want to do is, depending upon where you think the issue is, if you think it's on the bed, you'll want to slowly guide it back and forth a little bit and feel for any catches or kind of jumps or anything like that. If you do notice any, with the bed it's going to be a little bit harder to figure out which wheel, but at least you'll know that it's on one of the wheels versus it just being something with the print. Here, if it's on the extruder, there's only 3 wheels, so it's kind of easier to figure out which one's which, but you'll kind of do the same thing. You'll move this back and forth, and I put a bad wheel here, so when you're rolling it across, you'll kind of feel a little bump or kind of stop for a second. It's just almost like a little jerk. If you feel that, then you know something's wrong. It's not as bad with it up here. If you had it on the bottom of the track, it would be much more present. But that's but it would pretty much be the same thing. So once you've kind of identified where the issue is and you've kind of decided that it is the wheel, you'll want to start looking at the wheels for damage. I don't know if you can see this, but here I can see the damage, or the little dent in the wheel, or a big dent. If this was on the bottom, though, it'd be a lot harder to see. You might not actually see this if it's on the inside, and you might end up having to take all of this off and just check in the 3 wheels. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and kind of loosen up the eccentric nut, just so I can wobble this around a little bit, and then I'm going to take this bolt off and replace this wheel, and then we'll put it all back together. If you have any questions about the process, or if you're thinking that you might have an issue with one of the wheels, or you're just wanting to upgrade the wheels just for cosmetics, if you wanted to like switch them all to clear or whatever, you can leave a comment below and I can try to help you out if you have any questions. Alright, so now let's talk about what we need. Obviously, we're going to need the replacement wheel. We're going to need the Allen wrench that fits this bolt here, which is going to be that guy. We're going to need the wrench that came with the Ender 3, which is going to be used for the eccentric nut at the bottom. Then we're going to need an 8mm or 5/16 wrench. Both of them will work. Neither one of them's spot on, but they both will get the job done. Alright, so I'm just going to stick with the 8mm. Kind of set this one off to the side. So what we're going to want to do is, like I mentioned, we want to loosen up the eccentric nut first. So I want to raise the Z-axis up a little bit just so I can get in there. So I'm going to do that now. You can either use the wheel over to the left here like I'm doing, or you can just do the movement inside the control panel if you wanted to as well. Alright, so I'm just going to connect this and go ahead and turn this over. Just loosen it up a little bit. So right now you can see it's very firm. I'm going to turn this a little bit, and you can see here that we have quite a bit of play in this now. So we want that play just so we can kind of lift this up and take off the wheel without having to take all of this off. If you wanted to take it all apart, you can also do that. I try to do as few steps as possible, so that's why I went that route. So then we'll put the wrench on the back here and go ahead and break this loose. And then we'll just go ahead and keep going through here and just loosen this up. Alright, now that we have this loose, we can just go and take the back piece off here, take off the wheel, and here, let me bring this up to the camera a little bit better. You can see that this had a pretty bad dent at the top here. That's the type of thing you'll be looking for, maybe not as big, but if you have anything like that, it's going to really affect the print quality. So I'm going to set that over. And then you've also got just your spacer here, so you want to make sure the spacer's on the inside, and then we'll put the wheel back on, the replacement, and then tighten everything back up. Alright, now that we have it somewhat tight, we'll just go in here and just give it a nice little quarter turn or eighth of a turn, and just to get all the way tight. There we go, about eighth of a turn there. Alright, we should be able to move this freely without getting any type of bumps or stops in the track. I got to tighten up that eccentric nut really quick just to get rid of this play, and then we'll do the test one more time. Alright, as you can see here, there's no more play, and if I move this, it is moving freely. I'm getting no bumps or anything. It's just working as it should, so that's good to go. Alright, I am going to flip the printer over really quick just to show you a few things. Before I do that, let me show you where that eccentric nut is for the extruder. Alright, so it's kind of difficult to show this just because of the location, but if you look right here, it's going to be right between the actual back of the extruder and that wheel. There's going to be a nut there that the wrench will go on. I'll show you what the nut looks like when we flip the printer over on the bottom, but that's what you're looking for. That's going to be what you have to tighten. Alright, so I didn't quite flip it over. I couldn't get a good angle to show you guys what I was trying to show you. But if you look right here, you can see the eccentric nut. That's what it's going to look like on the actual extruder as well. But that's what you'd have to tighten. Now, if you're trying to replace one of these wheels down here, you would have to loosen up the bolt on the bottom, and then you have the nut that you have to remove up top, or just hold it right there. Same process that I showed you up top, it's just working underneath the printer instead of at the top. But it's still fairly simple. It does take a little bit more patience, just because you got to get the wrench in there and kind of hold it as you're removing it. But it's not difficult. It just takes a little bit more time. Alright, so that's what I wanted to show you here. If you guys have any questions about this, again, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright guys, so that was the process of replacing the wheel. As you can tell, it was a very simple process. You just want to make sure that after you replace the part that you go back through and you tighten up the eccentric nut, just so you have a nice tight connection, just so it can move freely back and forth, but it's not wobbling. If you have any type of wobble on the actual extruder or the build plate, if you're working on replacing the wheel there, then you're going to want to go through and make sure that you tighten up those eccentric nuts a little bit, just to make sure you get that little bit of give out of it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can.